Jay Stone here, Cap and Ball Fanatic Channel. Today on this video, we're going pocket pistol crazy. Yep, that's right. We're going to compare the 1862 Pocket Navy with the 1862 Pocket Police. Stay with us and find out which one we're better with. We're having a little battle of the pocket pistols. You'll remember a while back we did the 1849 pocket, the popular one from Colt. Today we're going to shoot off the 1862 Pocket Police, 36 caliber 5-shot, against the 1862 Pocket Navy, or 1861 or 2 Pocket Navy, which I'll bring out in a little bit. We're going to start on the bench at 15 yards. As I recall, it's been about a year since I shot these things. As I recall, they shoot god-awful high. So let's find out where we're at here. I've got 10 grains of 3F Schutzen. I filled the rest of the chamber with cream of wheat. I've got a 380 round ball and an RWS 1075 cap. All right, let's see where it shoots. Right off the bench right here. I'm going to aim at the red dot and see where it goes. Right at the bottom of it. So we'll try that again. Okay, it's up at the neck, I believe, if I can see right, so I'm going to drop it just a little bit. Now I'm down near the bottom of the target. Yeah, it's in range now. We'll aim there again. There, we're getting closer. The front sight is just touching the top of the paper. And that looks like a good shot. So let's go check it out. But I think with this, I have found where it goes. So let's put 6 more with the Pocket Police. Beautiful pistol, by the way, modeled after the 1861 Navy and the 1860 Army. Now, the only modification I've made of this pistol is that I have put slick shot nipples on it. And we're settling in about, God, I don't know, 8 inches high. I'm aiming at the bottom of the target. We're getting a group. We put 12 shots on paper with the 1862 Colt Pocket Police by Uberti. We found that if we aim towards at the bottom of the target, or maybe even a little lower, we're going to do pretty well. So let's try a few offhand with this particular gun, and we'll try our point of aim. And so let's see how we can do here. 15 yards. Five more with the Pocket Police. I've been meaning to say the last couple times, I don't shoot filler in this gun for accuracy, to get the ball closer to the top of the chamber. Why? Because I don't think that's anything that's been proven. That's more of what people say. And so what we're going to do on this channel at some point coming up this summer is we're going to test it. We're going to test some with filler, some without, some with the ball right at the top of the chamber, some with the ball halfway down the chamber. And we're going to see if over a series of shots, it really does, in fact, make a difference. Why do I have cream of wheat in this filler? Because I'm only shooting 10 grains of powder, and I want the ball to seat. So let's put 5 more on this paper offhand and see what happens. Hold it tight, Jer. Small targets. Bigfoot, dragon, about 10, 11 yards, just like we did with the 49 pocket. Let's see how we can do with this thing here. Let's start with that one right there. Torso, son of Big Yellow. Got him. All right. We have narrowed it down to smaller targets. So maybe we'll even shoot smaller targets. Let's see. Okay, so we've shot the pocket police on paper off the bench, on paper offhand at 15 yards, on small steel at about 10, 12 yards. Now we're going to try to refine it just a little more. And I've got a new target down there that y'all are going to get to know as the season goes on, because it might be our next challenge target. Last year it was playing cards. This year I think it's going to be this. I received this from our champion last year named David Sawyer, along with the history of this particular target. So this target that I'm going to shoot here is a historical target for target shooting from the 19th century, Wild Bill Hickok's days. What you're going to see is it's a 5-inch square with a stamp size 1-inch stamp in the middle. And the idea is to put all 6 inside the 5-inch square, but only 1 inside the stamp from about 10 yards. So let's see if this is the kind of self-defense gun that's good for this kind of precision. Remember, these guns aren't made for target precision. They're made for shoot at the belt, hit them in the chest. They're made for self-defense, quick shots. Doesn't really matter if you shoot the buttons off their vest. It matters that you hit them in a vital area. So let's see. We're going to put 10 on this and see what happens. It might be a complete and utter fail. Okay. So we put 5 shots on that 5-inch square. We've got 3 of them basically in the square, 2.5 of them in the square. One of them is touching the stamp, so I don't want to hit the stamp again. And the other 3 are in range. So this thing actually shot straight from 10 yards. So what do you say we put 5 more on here? Now, when the competition gets here, you only get 5, but I'm cheating a little bit because I'm not in the competition. So let's see what we get. See if it's still shooting straight. There's 4. All right, that's the Pocket Police. Now let's move on and shoot the Colt Pocket Navy over the same array of targets here in the second half of the video. We're going to break out the 1851 or the 1861 Pocket Navy. Now, in the past, others and I have thought that this was basically a shrunk 1851 Navy, but that's not true. This is actually an expanded size 1849 Colt Pocket model, the 31 caliber. Why do I say that? Because just like with the 1860 Army, they have the rebated cylinder. I don't know if you can see that or not, and they put the cut in the frame to fit 36 caliber onto the 1849 31 caliber frame, and then they milled out a 36 caliber barrel, and here we have the 1862 Pocket Navy, a grown-up version of the 1849 Colt. They were trying to take advantage of the success of the 49 Pocket. The problem is with this and with the Pocket Police is that they released them during the Civil War, when soldiers and others would have wanted something more powerful. So most of these that got used during that time were used by officers or as a concealed carry pistol, but really not many of them sold. I mean, between the two, about 35,000 sold. Between 1862 and 1873, the Pocket Police became kind of popular after the war as a law enforcement gun, but mainly with cylinder cartridge conversions. So these are great little pistols trying to build on the success of the 49 Pocket, which of course sold more than any other cap and ball revolver during the 19th century. Timing, it just didn't work out. These came in 6.5-inch barrel, which is what I have, or both, and 3.5-inch barrel, which would be really cool, by the way. So that's a little bit on the Pocket Navy and the Pocket Police. Now what we're going to do is take this Pocket Navy, just like we did with the Police. We're going to put 10 shots off of the bench and try to figure out exactly where this bad boy shoots. So let's do that now. So I'm going to do with this like I did with the Pocket Police yesterday, is I'm going to shoot the first couple right at the bullseye, and then we'll adjust based on where they go. If I recall, this one shoots pretty high too. So let's find out. Put the top of the front sight right at the bottom of the red dot. And yeah, it's pretty high, right? You can see it's pretty high. We're going to shoot at the bottom of the paper. It's still pretty high. Now we'll shoot a little below the belt buckle. We'll shoot them right in the business. Here we go. Now we'll split the difference. And that's right dead on the bullseye. So I'm about a few inches below the bottom of the target. And right dead on. Like with the Pocket Police, it looks like we spent the first cylinder finding it. All right, let's do 5 more on paper off the bench and see if it consistently holds. All right, second cylinder. Colt Pocket Navy. Let's see what happens this time. By the way, just like with the Pocket Police I mentioned before, the only modification I've done to this revolver so far is I added slick shot nipples. See if we can stay on target here. Pretty good. So just so you know, I'm aiming, there's a broken out part of the wood target. You can see the sun coming through. I'm aiming just below that, right in the middle. What I like is that it's straight, right? Windage is good. It's the elevation that we're working on. up just a little bit. Yep. Let's put 10 on paper offhand at 15 yards. Well, I learned something. I'm aiming right in that hole. That's high. That one's up on the shoulder, so we didn't do bad offhand first time. It was the jiggle that stopped it. Now, because I said, like I said before, these pockets are so light. You really can't jiggle even a little bit. I mean, any kind of, almost a breath throws that barrel off. So, because it's so light. So let's put 5 more on there and let's see what happens. I'm aiming even a little lower this time. Yeah. Maybe my geometry wasn't right. Oh, God, you guys. I just love this stuff. I think I'm so freaking smart. When really I'm not. I'm just a dummy shooting cap and ball revolvers. All right, one more. So we shot off the bench. We shot off hand at 15 yards. Now let's narrow it down a little bit and shoot some small steel, swinging steel. You know, Bigfoot, dragon, round circles, son of big yellow. From about 10, 12 yards. That's in range of this gun. Let's fire a few and see what happens, huh? I think we got to aim kind of low. We'll see. There we go. There we go. Son of big yellow. We're going to shoot Bigfoot. Got him. All right. And one more. There we go. Last target. Let's narrow it down on that little paper that I shot the pocket police at. We'll put a few on that bad boy and see how we do on the 5-inch square. Again, you guys are going to get used to that for those that like to compete, because that just might be our fall competition, like playing cards were last year. We're going to have one in the fall, just like we did last year. Although this year we're going to give out more prizes. So people will submit even if they don't get a perfect score. We're going to give out prizes for different levels of score. You'll remember, this is a historically correct target from the 19th century. I have documentation that goes with it. When we get to the competition, if that's the one we use, I'm going to provide the target with documentation as a PDF file. So you can just print it off and we'll all use the same target. So that'll be right on the whole page. So on the YouTube channel. So when we get there, you'll have the same target I have. But 5-inch square with a postage stamp size X in the middle, which back in the day it was actually a postage stamp. The idea is we put all 5 in the square, big square, but only 1 can be in the stamp. And with the last gun, I put 2 or 3 in the stamp. So let's see how we do. 10 yards. If I remember right, my pocket police shot straight from here. So we'll try that. Ah, right above it. All right, so we have one cylinder left to reclaim our dignity on this 10-yard target here with the 1862 Pocket Navy. We were all over the place. So let's, here we go. 5 shots. What do you think, Navy? Oh, that's in the square. Hi. Let's put it right down that X. We're circling the square. The square. All right, I don't think we got our dignity back, but it sure was fun. Let's check it out. Well, there you have it. My day at the range with 2 of my pocket pistols. Like we did a few weeks ago with the 1849 Colt, this wasn't a competition. I just wanted to see if these things would hold up at self-defense range with a little bit of rapid fire on sequentially smaller targets. Today we started on the bench. We didn't do that before. And we found our point of aim off the bench for both of them. It held up for 15 yards offhand. And as we started to get smaller, we were still hitting some targets. And it was a blast. What am I left with? Both of these would have been really nice self-protection guns to carry around. The problem is the 1849 Pocket fits in your pocket better. These with the 6.5-inch barrel would have been difficult to conceal without the right holster. But, you know, a nice shoulder holster that's a little longer, those clip-on shoulder holsters probably would have worked. All right, thanks for coming. I had a great time today out on the range shooting 2 pistols. That means I've got a lot of guns to clean. We'll have some more videos coming your way, so we'll see you again on down the road the next time.